Hi students, welcome back to Max video classes. So in the last videos we completed the third chapter. So in this video I'm going to explain introduction of the fourth chapter. So what is the name of the fourth chapter? Yes, it is quadratic equations. So in chapter 2 you have studied different types of polynomials. So in the different types of polynomials, one of the polynomial is quadratic polynomial. So what is the general form of quadratic polynomial? The general form of quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c. So this is the general form of quadratic polynomial. Okay. So what is the difference between polynomial and equation? So in a polynomial we observe only fundamental operations, but in equation we observe fundamental operations along with equal to relation. So in this quadratic polynomial, when you put is equal to 0, then this is quadratic equation, and we treat this ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 as the standard form of a quadratic equation. So in this equation, as usual, a is not equal to 0. Why? Because a is the quotient of highest degree term. Okay, so if it is equal to 0, then the degree of this equation changes. So that's why here we place a is not equal to 0. We add this condition to the standard form of the quadratic equation. Okay. So in this chapter we will study various ways of finding the solutions of quadratic equations. Okay, so that is the main important. In the third chapter already we studied how to find the solution of a pair of linear equations. So in this chapter we will study what are the ways to find the solutions of quadratic equations. Okay, here we call that solutions as roots of the equation. Here we call that solutions as roots of the equation. Roots are solutions. Both are the same, both are the similar. We can use any word, no problem. But generally we use that solutions in linear equations, roots for quadratic equations. Okay. And in this chapter here we choose only one variable. That means in this chapter we discuss only one variable quadratic equations. Okay, so what is the degree of this quadratic equation? Yes, its degree is 2. So this equation exists maximum how many zeros? That means how many roots, how many solutions? Yes, it exists maximum 2 roots. That means 2 solutions. The number of solutions or the number of roots are completely depend on the degree of that equation. So in case if you take the left side part of this quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c, so this is a quadratic polynomial. So quadratic polynomial has at most how many zeros? Yes, it has 2 zeros, at most 2 zeros, and we are getting this equation from the polynomial, from the quadratic polynomial. Here we had only equal to 0. So in the polynomials, what we call as zeros in these equations, we call the same values as the roots. Okay, so in polynomials, which values we are taken as zeros of the quadratic polynomial? The same values here we present as roots. Okay, so zeros, roots, solutions, these 3 words completely depend on the nature of the statement. So in case if it is a polynomial, we call it zeros. That means at which x value the polynomial value is 0, that x value we are called zeros. So when you come to the equation at which x value satisfies the given equation, that value we are called solution or root of the equation. So zeros and the roots are solutions. When you observe them carefully, all are similar. Depending on the nature of the quadratic equation, depending on the nature of the given mathematical statement, we are using different words. So in the quadratic polynomial, which values we are taken as zeros? So in this quadratic equation, the same values we are taken as roots. So in this quadratic equation, that means in this chapter, the most important thing is how to find the solutions of a quadratic equation. Sir, already you said na, in the quadratic polynomial, which values we are taken as zeros. So in this quadratic equation, the same values we are taken as roots na. So already we learned how to find the zeros of a quadratic polynomial. The same method here we apply and we find the zeros. I think you have a doubt, as there is a small difference. So when you recall that second chapter, we find the zeros of a quadratic polynomials, but we are not finding the zeros of all types of quadratic polynomials. Okay, so when you observe the graphical representation of quadratic polynomial, the graphical representation is a parabola. So if the parabola intersects the x-axis at two distinct points, then you can easily identify the zeros of that quadratic polynomial. So if the parabola touches the x-axis at exactly one point, you can easily find out the zeros. In case if the parabola does not intersect x-axis at any point, then what happens? It simply said the given quadratic polynomial has no real zeros. But here we are in equation, so every equation has at least one solution. Okay, here there is no solution. That means every equation, either quadratic or linear or cubic equation, yes, we can exist at least one solution of that equation. That means in the collection of real numbers, at least one variable value satisfies that equation. So that is the most important in this chapter. So how to find the roots of the all types of quadratic equations. Okay, so to find the solutions of a quadratic equation, here we have some important methods. One is factorization method. One is factorization method. And another one is completing the square method. Completing the square method. So these are the two most important methods to find the solutions of a quadratic equation. Okay, and additionally we have one more, that is quadratic formula. That means there is a simple formula to find the solutions of a quadratic equation. Solution means roots of the quadratic equation. But so these two are the most important, factorization and completing the square method. So when you apply this completing the square method to the general form of a quadratic equation, then we find a quadratic formula. So that quadratic formula also we use to find the roots of a quadratic equation. So as per the new syllabus, here we have only factorization method and the quadratic formula. There is no completing the square method, but we generalize this quadratic formula from the completing the square method to apply the general form of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the overall introduction of quadratic equations. Okay, so once we recall what we discussed. So quadratic equations, the second degree equation is commonly known as quadratic equation. Okay, so that means if p of x is a quadratic polynomial, here you observe if p of x means we are taken one polynomial in one variable only. If p of x is a quadratic polynomial, then p of x is equal to 0 is called a quadratic equation. And the general form of a quadratic equation, the variable x is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. Why? Because that a is the coefficient of highest degree term in that equation, and a real number alpha is called a root of the quadratic equation. Alpha is called a root of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, a not equal to 0 if a alpha square plus b alpha plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so at which case we said this real number as a root of quadratic equation. Root means solution of a solution of the quadratic equation. So when you replace that x by this real number, if the equation is satisfied, that means we get equal to 0, then that real number we call solution or root of the quadratic equation. In other words, x is equal to alpha is a solution of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 as it satisfies it. Okay, here some important points are there. The zeros of the polynomial ax square plus bx plus c are the same as the roots of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so in the polynomials, what we are called as zeros of a quadratic polynomial, the same values here we call the roots of the quadratic equation, and the quadratic polynomial degree is 2, so it has at most 2 zeros. So this quadratic equation also has at most 2 roots. Okay, sometimes the 2 roots are equal. Okay, and solving quadratic equation means finding its roots. Okay, and methods to find the solutions of quadratic equation. So one is factorization method and another one is completing the square method. These two are the most important methods to find the solutions of a quadratic equation. Already we are very familiar to factorization. So everyone knows the factorization. So here factorization method means simply we split the quadratic polynomial involved in that quadratic equation into two linear factors. From the two linear factors we find the roots of that given quadratic equation. Okay, that means to find the zeros of a quadratic polynomial, generally what we are doing algebraically, yes, we split the given quadratic polynomial into two linear factors. So from the two linear factors we are finding the zeros of that quadratic polynomial. Here also we follow the same. Okay, first we change that given equation into standard form of the quadratic equation. So in that quadratic equation we choose the quadratic polynomial, that means left side part, and we split that quadratic polynomial into two linear factors. So from that linear factors we find the roots of the given quadratic equation. Okay, so let's we observe that factorization method by taking one example. Solving quadratic equation by factorization. So before going to this, just I ask one question. Just observe. If you multiply two numbers a and b, if the result is, that means the product is 0, then can you say anything about a and b? If a into b is equal to 0, then you say anything about a and b. Here a, b are any two real numbers. Just you pause the video and think and continue. So if the product of two real numbers is 0, then any one of the two real numbers must 0. That means if a into b is equal to 0, then either a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0, or a and b is equal to 0, then the product is equal to 0. Okay, so these are the possible cases when the product of two real numbers is 0. So in the two real numbers, either one of the real number is 0, that means either a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0, then the product is 0. Or if the two values are zeros, then their product is 0. Is there another case? No. So in our mathematics there is no another case. Here we have only 3 cases. If the product of two real numbers is 0, out of the two numbers any one number must be equal to 0 or the two numbers are equal to 0. So in this case here we are not consider this case. We consider this one only. Okay, that means if the product of two real numbers is 0, then any one of the two numbers is equal to 0. So this point is most important for this factorization method. Why? Because here to solve the given quadratic equation, we split, that means we split the middle term to find the linear factors of quadratic polynomial in the given quadratic equation. For example, so when I factorize one quadratic polynomial, here I get that linear factors as x plus a and x plus b, and we are in equation, so it is their product is equal to 0. That means the product of these two linear factors is equal to 0. That means out of the two linear factors, if any factor value is equal to 0, then the product is 0. Okay, out of the two linear factors, if any factor value is 0, then the product is 0. That means if x plus a into x plus b is equal to 0, then either x plus a is equal to 0 or x plus b is equal to 0. So if x plus a is equal to 0, then x is equal to minus a, or if x plus b is equal to 0, then x is equal to minus b. So here minus a and minus b are the required solutions of given quadratic equation, and this is the most important point. Not only in factorization method, in arithmetic also this is the most important. If a b is equal to 0, then either a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0, or both are equal to 0. That means the product of any the product of any two real numbers is 0, then either first number is equal to 0 or the second number is equal to 0, or both the numbers are equal to 0. Here we use this concept to solve a quadratic equation by factorization method. Already we are very familiar to factorization. Everyone know that how to factorize a quadratic polynomial. Okay, so we are in quadratic equation now. Why you said quadratic polynomial, quadratic polynomial? Don't worry about that. Quadratic equation comes from the quadratic polynomial. So in that quadratic polynomial, when you put equal to 0, then it completely changes to quadratic equation. So when you are solving any quadratic equation, first you change that quadratic equation to standard form of quadratic equation. So what is the standard form of quadratic equation? Here the standard form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is the standard form. So in this standard form, ax square plus bx plus c, it is a quadratic polynomial. Right side part always 0. So when you solve any quadratic equation, first we change it into standard form. In that standard form, the right side part of the equal to is always 0, and left side part, that is a quadratic polynomial. Okay, ax square plus bx plus c, that is a quadratic polynomial. We take one example. Find the roots of the equation 2x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. First verify the given equation is in standard form or not. Yes, it is in the standard form. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so by splitting the middle term, first we find the linear factors of this quadratic polynomial. Okay, so here what is the middle term? Minus 5x. So how to split this middle term? By multiplying the constant and the x square term. Here the constant is 3 and the x square term is 2x square. So 3 into 2x square, 6x square. Now we find the two factors of 6x square, and when you add these two factors, we get the middle term. So 6x square, two factors are minus 2x and minus 3x. Minus 2x and minus 3x. So when you add these two factors, yes, we get the middle term. Now split this middle term by using these two factors. So 2x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. Now observe the common factor of the first two terms. So here what is the common factor? 2x is the common factor. So when you write that common factor outside the bracket, then inside the bracket here we have x minus 1. And what is the common factor of last two terms? That is minus 3. Okay, so inside the bracket here we have x minus 1. It is equal to 0. You must continue equal to 0. Why? Because we are in equations. Okay, and so in these two terms, what is the common factor? X minus 1 is the common factor. So x minus 1 into 2x minus 3. It is equal to 0. That means the product of these two linear factors, x minus 1 and 2x minus 3, is equal to 0. That means either the value of first linear factor is equal to 0 or the value of second linear factor is equal to 0. That means the value of x minus 1 is equal to 0 or 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, then the product is 0. Okay, so if x minus 1 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 1, or if 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 3 by 2. So x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3 by 2 are the solutions of the given quadratic equation. So in other words, 1 and 3 by 2 are the roots of the equation. 2x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. So this is the factorization method to solve a quadratic equation. We are already familiar to this method, factorization. Everyone know this, how to factorize the quadratic polynomials and how to factorize cubic polynomial. Already we know that. Okay, so we are applying that previous knowledge to here. We find the roots of the given quadratic equation. This is the first method. So in case in the given quadratic equation is not factorized, that means it is not possible to split the middle term like this. That means we are not finding the linear factors of given quadratic polynomial. Then what we do? Then we go to the next method, that is completing the square method. That method we will discuss in the next video. Okay, so thank you for watching. Bye.